And those screws are mixed up. Hey there, Toby. Looks like you're the first to turn up. Probably a little early for everybody else. People in the UK are busy at work. The people in the US are still dreaming. What have we got here? 1932. Ugh, it's probably not going to be a good outcome in that case, unfortunately. 1932s have a rather unfortunate predisposition to the kind of failures that don't lend themselves to being fixed. But we'll see. Okay, battery disconnected. Let's plug in some USB-C and see what happens. Yeah, Mr. Daniels. Shut up, Travis. Let's see, just flip this around. There we go. Let's see. Okay, we've got 20 volts, 50, 100, 400, 200. That's weird. 300 and collapses back down. Wonder if it comes back up again. Nope. It tries, but yeah, there's little struggles there, and oh yeah, here it comes again. Yeah, that doesn't look too promising, to be honest. Hey, Lexi. You emailed me about those chips, didn't you, Alexi? TPS 62180s. Very scarce supply at the moment. I'm actually waiting on supply of my own from AliExpress. I've got some large back orders with various original suppliers, as in Element 14, I think it is. But so far, nobody is delivering anything. Every now and then I have to actually scrounge for one out of a donor board or something and cross my fingers and hope that it is not a damaged one. Hey Jason. Have you reflowed PS3 chip before? Nope, I have not. It's sad when Jason just said hello Pedro, I misread that and my brain left out the letter R out of that. Hey Tony W, civil up. Hey Gary Dunton. Hello Gary. Seems like we're picking up a few people. Miles. Christos. Jürgen. Alright, I'm probably going to start missing people now. Whoops. Yep, see I've been distracted by the chat. I forgot to undo this last little piece here. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here yet. So what we're going to do is we'll look at the board. If that looks clean, we're going to check the PMIC rails, see if anything's problematic there. Kind of feels like something's trying to start up, but keeps shutting down. And then we will test in another chassis as well, as a precaution. M2 MacBook Air screen. Wait, what? The M2 MacBook Air screen? Oh, I haven't used that one yet. And Joe. So I'll be honest, I actually don't really have much idea as to what this is trying to do. It's almost behaving like it's got a NAND fault. But we're just going to have to dig through and see what we can find. It could be a failed battery as well. These 1932s are notoriously bad with their batteries. I mean, really bad. It's a bit of blue junk there. I wouldn't call that corrosion. It's just more like some piece of plastic snot. Yeah. Oh, there is something down here. Someone's been scrubbing here. Yeah. Alright. What's going on here? This is the backlight section. Uh-huh. So there was something going on down here. Hey, Rilla. Well, that's not shorted, but yeah, that's... Someone's been washing something down here. Can't tell if that's a bad resistor or not. I think it might just be the laser. That's definitely a laser adjustment. That's a laser adjustment. I'm just not sure what that is. Probably is also a laser adjustment. Hey there, Jim. Not sure what that is. Yeah, but the 1932, it, like I said, is notoriously bad with the batteries. You get a lot of them come in and they just simply have battery faults, but it's trying to get a good replacement battery. Now there's a nightmare in itself. So do we have maybe just a dead backlight output here or something? I don't know. That looks iffy there, but I think it's just... Yeah, that was just liquid. Just a bit of random spit, that's all. We've certainly got a bunch of trash on the board, and that liquid look like wash marks. Okay, so we've got something going on over here. See how there's some sort of deposit. Uh-huh. There we go, we've got looks like some kind of flux or something. Again, this is backlight circuit. I'm just going to check PMIC rails, see if anything is looking bad. Looking good, thank goodness. It's nice when the PMIC rails do not beep at you. Yeah, I'm actually wondering if this is booting and it's just got no backlight. Just going to check that chassis. Yeah, the scope cam could be a little blurry. It's probably just my eyes. It's probably about as... Yeah. Hey, John. Alright, let's see if we can... I've just got some 1932 gear arrived today. Interestingly, the person who sent me this, they also sent me a second screen, so it was very... I'll have to also message them and thank them for that. I don't know what's in here. This just arrived this morning. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I just stuck a sticker on it because I have a dreadful habit of forgetting who owns what or who sent what to me. I did buy this one. I bought this second hand off someone. Is the scope cam really blurry, or is it out of focus, or is it blurry? That's the distinction I need to know. Because I haven't touched any of the elements, and I haven't really been doing any excessive fluxing underneath it. I was thinking of sending out a holiday Mac full of spiders or ciders. Just don't send the ones. Don't. Yeah. Oh man, that's a train wreck battery. Right, spider. Okay, yeah, that battery is 100% train wrecked. I'm actually... Why is it even still stuck in here? We'll take the battery out. There's simply no point having a bad battery like that in there. It's only going to cause me grief later. Damn thing wants to be T4s. See, scope cam seems fine to me, but blind is grainy. Oh, okay. It can be difficult because unfortunately my output monitoring screen is not really in the best position, and there are a lot of minor details I perhaps cannot see, which I really should be able to see. Oops, that's right, I forgot about this pain in the backside with the 1932. The fact that you have to take this flex and disconnect it just to get the battery out. It's like, really? You guys couldn't have just routed it under the battery or something? Okay, keyboard's probably cactus in that case, but we'll see. No, I'm just going to see if I've got a 1932 battery. Overhead cam is all that. Now that's that I'd be kind of shocked by, because yeah, it seems to track focus fine. Yeah, solar is going well. We're doing around about the 30 plus per day, so that's good. Yeah, no complaints on the solar. Yeah, there, Ben Wilson. Obviously I've still got to reattach the screen on this, I just realised. Not quite sure why the screen was separated from the body, but it doesn't matter. Thankfully they have left the hinge screws there, so that's good. Yeah, there, Nell. Ah, you cross-threaded bastard of a screw. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got T8s. Oh, wait. Where the hell's the USB-C flipping connections? God damn it. Okay, I feel like... Maybe, I don't know, I must have prejudged something and judged it wrong. Howdy, Jonathan, the diatom. How goes the USB-C meter? The circuit boards for that meter are on their way, for the complete one, the new version 1, so to speak. No, I don't know when they will arrive here. I also am needing to wait on supply of a few other little bits and pieces. I realised after the boards are on their way that I actually did not have any suitable USB-C sockets on hand, so I had to order 100 of them from Mouser today. I do have the INA 219s, thankfully, in the SOT23.8 format, so at least that's covered. Hey, Tails. Oh yeah, Nell, are you moving to Austin or wherever it is that Lewis is going, or are you being left behind in the dust? Darius? Oops. It's funny that Lewis is going to be in Texas because now he's going to pretty much live my style of weather life. He's going to appreciate what it's like to live in this sort of climate. Alright. And now at least you'll be able to carry a hefty gun and you can shoot trucks that come at you looking suspicious. So what's the deal with Texas having its own independent, what do you call it, power network? I noticed that they're not part of the national grid. Is that just some sort of, I don't know, don't want to play with everybody else thing, or independence thing, or what? I mean, agreeably, in there where they are, they should have plenty of options for generating lots of power. Just seems interesting, that's all. Pedro, I know you're lying. I'd say it's your eyes, Pedro. You've been smacked in the head too many times. I can see what YouTube's providing to you also, and I can tell that it's... Yep, Nell's just been drinking too much moonshine with wood alcohol. You gotta stay away from the drinks that those people in the hills make for you. Sheesh, all of this just so I can... this is obviously the customer's job. 1438. I probably should mark it. It would be somewhat of an embarrassment if I mixed them up. Gee, who's attacking me now? Come on, come on. Ugh. These USB-C flexes can be such a colossal pain in the posterior to set up. Okay, that one's good. So again, we're just in the test chassis just to see if we get any difference, because I kind of got the feeling that this might be booting, but it's simply not giving us an output. But I don't know whether it's because of a screen fault or something else. But given that there's a bit of dodginess going on around the backlight area, it could well be a backlight driver issue. But again, like I said, it could be a screen fault and the person just hunted it as if it was a backlight fault, but it wasn't. Oh, fuck. Phew. Yeah, that was really bad. What in the living... Not happy about that. Fortunately, it's the daughter board. So we got charging current, but then it collapses back down. So yeah, no, it's looking like it is some kind of NAND fault. I've had a few of these. I've had a few of these actually die like this. Oh, we've got fan spin. Sweet. Oh, we've got nothing on display. Actually, this... What the fuck? This display is actually completely jacked up. Now that I'm looking at it, I can see there's a whole lot of mess under there. I'm thinking I got screwed over on this. I'm very much thinking I got screwed over. Fucking hate it. This is why I don't buy anything normally from people on Facebook or anything like that, because this is the shit you end up with. It works perfectly. It's got a little bit of a crack in the screen. Bullshit. This thing is liquid damage. It just blew that. I can see that the screen is just completely... Yeah, there you go. You can see that. Right across here. It is a completely fucked up chassis. That's basically, you know, it's $250. Useless now. Fucking cunts. Well, they'll teach me. They'll teach me to trust, or even just assume. Yeah, no, that pisses me off. There was no mention of anything like that. My fault though. I should have asked for some proof that the display was like, yeah, all that sort of stuff. I don't know, maybe I misread what was being said or anything like that, but I feel a bit jaded by it. I'll have to go back, double check everything. Because yeah, obviously if I've made the error of assumption, I don't want to go just blaming people for something that was really under my own purview. But again, it's sort of, yeah, well, that just burnt the I'm glad I at least tested the board before I moved it across. So at least I know the symptoms are the same. Yeah, you really can't trust anybody. Jason, let me look back. Sorry, you got a very good 1932 of a dead CPU. Well, all I'm after is the chassis. I just need them for testing. That's all, Jason. So yeah, if you want to sell that to me, just let me know what your price is, and you know I can get that organised. Basically, I need 1706, 1707. Yeah, well, 1707 and A2141 chassis, as well as A1932 chassis. Yeah, I really don't... This whole cycling thing where it tries to get started and then it crashes back down, I'm not sure exactly what it's trying to do there, but that kind of behaviour is similar to what the 2141 and the A1990s do when their NANDs are just trash. Jason, I think I'm holding your... Did I send you your 1932, or have I still got that one, actually? Let me have a look. No, yeah. Hey, Jason, is this it? Is this the unofficial Mac stock, a 1932? This is the T2 failure one. It didn't get sent back for the rest because I ran out of space in that box. Pedro, that is possible. Maybe that is why they sent me the other one. I don't know. But it's just interesting because they said to me there was... I said to them, well, which one is the better one? They said, oh... I said, I would pick the rose gold one. Like I said, I'm probably overreacting at this point, but I guess I'm just sort of had enough of things like this. So this one here, on the other hand, there's none of that... Oh wait, yeah, no, I can see a crack right there. So I can get it to show up on there. There you go. You can see it right there, where that middle light bar is. So yeah, that's cactus. That's cactus. Interesting though. Yeah, these must be like someone shut it on a pencil or something like that, and it's just damaged it internally. And yeah, to be honest, I don't mind that it's damaged, but I just need it to be able to work. That is the one. Alright, I'll send you... I'll basically... Well, I can offer you what I offered them. I'll send you back that logic board too. Oh, that pisses me off. Sorry, I've really got to apologise. I just... It's been a couple of weeks, yeah. Where you try to do your best and you get done over by suppliers or you get done over by customers and stuff like that. And it's just... it gets a bit wearing. Hey, JCT. A couple of weeks of load shedding. Yeah, what are you guys on, like stage 7 or 8 load shedding nowadays? Some ridiculous level. I've been watching all the various memes and cartoons coming out about South Africa Eskom load shedding. Jason, well, I'll send you, I'll send you a message with what I can offer. And you can go yay or nay, and I'll I'll take no umbrage if you prefer not to sell it to me. Okay, I'm just watching the current now for the board itself. Yeah, see, it picks up. Have you done an LCD replacement? No. Yeah, JCT, I think pretty much everybody in South Africa is getting to the point where you're all going to have your own household batteries. Yeah, and see, it just collapsed again back down to 30. So, I have a feeling it's the CPU. We'll take the CPU off. Hopefully it won't cause too much. I don't think there is smoke coming off this board. There's not enough current going into it to make the smoke. Jason, if that's a brand new screen, I can't really take that from you then, in which case I will actually take that screen off, send it back to you, so you can keep it as stock. In fact, I'll probably just send the whole chassis to you. I'm not going to fleece your pocket of a new screen, thing like that. No way. That's... yeah, because I mean they're like $500-600, and yeah. hate these weird semi-failure type things. Hey, creature. It's on fire. Alright, I see everybody's playing bullshit with me today. Banhammer's going to have to start coming out. It's not corrosion, it's just a piece of blue junk. As I said, it does look like liquid did get around this area. Or they've done something. For some reason, there was something going on here. But damage to the backlight output generator, or the backlight generator, really isn't cause for it to not boot. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll plug in the external display and just see what happens. Ah. Yep. Cabling hell. I need to buy myself a USB-C to HDMI converter. I mean, I do have this. This is like, you know, this does everything. But sometimes it's nice to just have, you know, plain direct connection, as it were. That's me just simply being lazy. Nothing more. Okay, it's that one. There's the USB-C power. Interesting, it straight away detected HDMI was active, and then it might be simply because that got powered up. I suppose I should prepare in part for security. Jason, what I'm mostly looking for at the moment is like a 1707 chassis. Again, crack screen's not a problem, so long as I can see something coming up on it. And an A2141 chassis. Now I've got A1990 chassis, I've got 2179s, I've got 2159s, I've basically got most. But for some reason I cannot seem to get my hands on a 1707, nor a... We've got a boot. So it did something there, but it could be just a transitionary thing. But it's trying. That's the thing. It's trying to do something, but it's just not getting there. Again, like I said, it does sort of make me think it's a NAND fault. Yeah, see, back to that now. Okay, Travis. Sorry to hear you got to take one of your fur kids to the vet, though. It's no fun at all. Man. Yeah, again, trying. So it's got to have some sort of CPU life going on there. But yeah, corrupt OS or something like that is going on here. Tell you what, Jason, what I'll do is I'm going to put this board into that other chassis and see if I can't coax it into trying to boot something. Yeah, Anel, I don't have a keyboard on hand for this, so I'm going to put it in the other chassis and see if I can get it. Yeah, the boot fails again. So let's see, we'll take Jason Unofficial's display. Actually, Jason, I don't know if this is a new screen. We've got a crimp on the edge, on the corner here. So, oh yeah, no, this is definitely not new screen, Jason. Look at this. And if it is, you've been gypped, like I was. They put some nice bevels on that corner. Alright, so that's definitely not a new screen. Good to know. Means I can mistreat it now. I'm kidding, I'm not going to mistreat it. We have had a battery rupture in this. Like a big fat boil has burst. Worth finding out though, Jason, where your new screen one is. Again, I'm definitely not one trying to... I'm not like Pedro. I don't try to scam people. I'm more than happy to pay fair prices. Let's see. What's Jason showing me? Pickies. Oh, this is the 1706 you're showing me, Jason? Nice. Okay, I mean the battery's cactus, but that's always the case with 1700X series these days. You know, they're all getting a bit worn out. And I see you've got an iMac in the background there. I will send you a offer on what I can for you, and maybe, like I said, you can go, oh hell no, tell me to take a jump. We'll see how we go. Usually what I do is I wait till the locals have broken MacBooks, and then for them it's like, well, you know, it's $700-800 to fix this or whatever, and they go, no, we're just going to switch back to a PC laptop. And it's like, okay, well, fair enough. And then I hope and pray at the time that I'm handing it back to them that they will go, you know what, this is no use to us. Do you want it for parts or something? And at that point I offer them, a couple of $100 or whatever for their MacBook. And it usually works out well. They're happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy. But you can't actually directly approach them on buying it off them. If you do that, you lose the ability to make the sale, or to buy it. Because as soon as they get wind of the fact that it may be of some value to you, all of a sudden the game is on. Jason's pumping my phone. Jeez, Jason. You got enough... I'm not going to say crap because it's not crap, but you got enough stuff in that workshop of yours, Jason? Well, I'm sure he won't mind me showing you some of it, but that's a whole lot of stuff in his workshop. So I'm not going to show all the photos, but yeah, he's got a whole lot of stuff in that workshop. Let's say, Andre, you want to say thanks for fixing your client's coffee MacBook a while back. Oh, right. Oh, there was a fan noise, was there? Strategic hit in the right spot. Which model was that one again? So, I'm sorry about the fan noise. It's not something I'd normally let go out if it had a fan noise that I could hear, so... Yeah. And right, this is Jason's. I better mark it as such. Not a lot of room on these boards to actually write what you want to write. UNF, unofficial Mac. Let's see. That way I don't do anything stupid. I mean, I should say that way there's slightly less chance of me doing something stupid. 1488, likely not that. 1466 perhaps you mean. I think it might have been the 1466. Yeah, we've got a massive boil that's burst in that battery. Nasty stuff. What brand of pen was that? It's a, what is it? A Uni Posca. It's produced by Mitsubishi Pencil Co. No, it looks like it's just Uni. So I got them from Officeworks here in Australia. But they're a paint pen. So they're nice and bright when I apply it, but I can actually very easily get that paint off. So it stops me making too many stupid mistakes around the workshop, such as installing the wrong logic boards into the machines. Customers don't take too kindly to such things. Hey there, DefBomb. What are you destroying today? Yeah, Moroto, they, like I said, they are nice and bright. And being paint pens, yeah, they can have a lot of pigment in them. But they're not too difficult to remove if you have to. And I've also got white and green, but I actually haven't used those yet. I was pretty happy with the pink. It stood out nicely. Now, even though this has got a great big boil in it, it should still somewhat maybe not work. Okay. Now, the main thing I'm going to try here is see if I can get... let's see, hold down the Alt key or something, Option, whatever. Well, no fire coming out of this one yet. Yeah, it's interesting. It's restarting intermittently. Maybe it's a bad connection on my side. Oh, Andre, anti-aircraft missile systems. Oof. Exotic stuff. Thank you, Patrick, for the 5. A laughing avocado. Or is it a laughing pear? Let's see, DefBomb. Nothing today. Recorded a review video for a tester and then a mailbag video today. I see you doing mailbag things, yeah. Okay. Trackpad works. I'm just seeing if keyboard ever lights up. And just if I keep pressing this cap locks, there's a chance it might turn green. I have in the past discovered that a machine was working by the fact that I happened to be pressing cap locks and it came up and I was like, haha, it's alive. Doesn't look like I'm going to be blessed that way today. Kravita, no, this is a 1932. Oh yeah, Jason, also I just noticed on this screen, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got that classic cracked bezel there. I don't know where your new screen one went. Thankfully it's not here. What happens if it turns red? That means you must not taunt it anymore. That or you're about to be assimilated. Yeah, Andre, I can imagine that would happen. Slightly terrifying, as you say. I used to have a book on missile systems from the military, but it was 1960s stuff, so it didn't count. Yeah, what's going on here? That's kind of weird. It's like I think it's got a bad connection on the USB-C ports here. Yeah, I might have to walk away from this one for tonight. I think it's starting to give me a bit of a headache. See, I was hoping that, well, maybe I can put this in and see what happens. This is a USB-C MacBook bootable system. Well, the thermal cam, yeah. I suppose we can try it. Probably just light up the T2. Worth a hit, I suppose. Just sit here and hold down the option key, and I will get my torch actually. See if we don't have something coming up on the screen, but we can't see it because of the backlight. Well, it can be difficult to see the details. Quite often you can at least see the Apple logo if it does pop up. Hey, Toast Tech. So you can see we're down at... Okay, now we're doing the 400 milliamp thing, so there's a chance the Apple logo might momentarily show up. More than likely not. And we're back down to... this is fun. Okay, target this mode. I don't think it's getting to the point where it's even responding. Yeah, most of what you can see is the current pattern. It appears to be entirely independent of whatever I'm doing here on the keyboard. It just sort of like is, it's like, oh, I don't care what you're doing, Paul. I'm just going to keep looping. Let's see. Oh, Jason, I've got plenty of 1708s, but thanks for the offer. But yeah, I've got plenty of 1708s. 1706s, I kind of didn't bother. I mean, it's always good to get one, but because the 1708 screen you can use with the 1706, I sort of was able to sidestep that for most of my testing. Alright, so we're going to go thermal cam now, are we? Let's get that heatsink off and see if there isn't something underneath there, just in case. Just have to be careful taking off the heatsink, because I don't yet have the tube of Tim's carbon black thermal transfer paste. Okay, this has already been removed. I can tell because of the fact that it came off very easily. I didn't have to try and separate it or anything. It just lifted off without any force at all. Just going to check the resistances on those. 9, yeah, 9, 12. Someone else has been here. I feel that probe point was already there and there. So yeah, all those resistances look acceptable. .3x, the USB-C issue is the actual port in that chassis, I think, because I haven't had any issues other than that. That's quite possible. The question is, oh crikey, okay, we'll put that on snooze. What is going on here? Okay. Schematics. At least at this point we haven't used any hot air, so we're not going to have like undue interference, as it were. That's a T2. Yeah. Okay, the T2 is cooking up, and that then isn't telling the PMIC to do what it's meant to do properly, probably. It's interesting, we've got heat over here, which, okay, that's CPU, and that's just disconnected. But it could be normal heating. That's the only trouble with my software at the moment for this thermal camera, is I haven't actually, it's all relative rather than absolute temperatures. Okay, so that. So yeah, it's mostly T2, and up here that's just the CD3215 being normal. Okay, so CPU comes up, starts doing something, and then gives up. So this really actually does lend me to think that, again, we do have a NAND issue or an operating system issue, because it's trying and then it gives up. So yeah, I might actually put this into DFU mode, connect it up to the Apple II configurator, and see if it doesn't actually come back to life with a revive. Gravita, interesting, it's not my preferred desktop window management system. I do actually prefer using Fluxbox, but I've been running into problems with Fluxbox, as in it hasn't been updated in a very long time, so it does seem to run into compatibility issues here and there, which is unfortunate, because it is certainly by far my preferred window manager. It's not even a desktop manager, it's just a window manager. Jason's finding 1932s crawling all over the place now. So I'm going to pop this back into its original chassis, push it into DFU mode, and then do a revive. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to share the glorious experience with you. Because I haven't set up the video systems on that side. One day I will, but not today. Not next week. Not even next month. It's very low on the list of things I've got to do. I've got a lot more important things to do, like building new enclosures, building fences, all that sort of stuff. Never ending. Just tonight I had to redo a ceiling panel so that we could see what the wildling cats were doing up in the ceiling without giving them access to jump down. Because what will happen is at about, say, 6 o'clock in the morning or something, when we're still quite asleep, given that we go to bed at 3, one of the cute little wildlings would jump down into the interior of the house. And most times it's not a big problem, but every now and then owls decide, stuff you, we don't want you here, get the hell out, and then you have this mad rush at 6 in the morning trying to work out who's chasing who and who's fighting with who, separating them and getting them out. Well, it's no fun at all. Join the cool suckless side of DWM window manager. I don't know what DWM is yet, Dratreth. And unfortunately, I don't see. The trouble is, Fluxbox had that nice balance between being minimalistic versus impractical. Okay, sorry, I've just got to try and think about what I'm doing here. Okay, that's you. Like, I did try one of the other minimalistic window managers. There was the tiling window manager, TWM I think it was. And, crap. Cannot use Thunderbolt accessory, which means it is the T2 that's probably dead. We'll give it a shot, but usually when you get that message pop up, when you plug it into the Mac, it is quite indicative of it being a dead T2 or damaged T2. It's not 100%, but anyway, we'll give it a shot. I'm just going to first get it to shut down completely. But I don't think I've ever had one machine recover after seeing that come up. Maybe one. Okay, we do have the controller come up. It is in DFU mode. Advanced, revive, unzipping, installing. Come on, yeah, no, it installed way too quickly. It did that thing that I was talking about the other night where it just rapidly jumps up to nearly 100% installed, and that's basically an indication that it is dead. Well, if you don't need to use the DFU, if you never get to the situation where you need to utilize the DFU, it's probably a good thing. Yeah, it's going to hang there for a while now, and at some point it'll come back and it'll say unable to transition or something like that. Well, that just sucks. Okay, what have we got now? 1707 question mark folder. Okay, so let us hope that this is in fact a Piccolo issue. Not saying it is, but let us hope it is. Pedro, are you telling me to force DFU, or are you just talking to Jason about that? Because yeah, I did force the DFU. You watch, this won't be a Piccolo issue, this will be something far more tragic. But I do hope it's a Piccolo issue. Flashing folder at least gives you some hope. At least you know the CPU's alive, the screen's alive, power is alive. Just your SSD may not be alive. Come on. Oh man, this one's a toughie. I remember my very first one of these type of machines was like that. Probably took me a good... Oh, crappy. Alright, listen, I've got to go do micro with the insulin shot, so I'll be back shortly. Alrighty, we're back. Well, Jason, I got to find out first whether I yeah, I need to go through my due diligence process and find out whether I misread or just whatever with regards to that sale. I don't know. I kind of feel like it was slightly dodgy, but like I said, maybe I misread what was going on, which is entirely possible. The number of times sometimes you get excited about the prospect of acquiring something and at a reasonable, what you consider to be a reasonable fair price, and you jump at it without first checking everything you should. Okay, I know why. I have a good idea why this is not showing up the folder, but I don't know exactly. I could be wrong. The lifeboat connector here hasn't got its screws on. Oh man, it just... But that's not to say that... It doesn't make sense though. I think maybe they just didn't put them back in, because that feels pretty secure in there. Anyway, with the lifeboat connector, as soon as it is disconnected, you will lose access to your SSD. Actually, I'm just going to leave that off until I can find some screws for it. I'm going to take it out nonetheless and check around Piccolo, assuming this has Piccolo. Pretty sure it does, or something similar. What board are you? Tony, he can have his days where he doesn't want the shot. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, there is a little bit of a sting to it, no doubt. And most of the time he's pretty good. But every now and then he will certainly do his best to try and avoid the shot. He'll even yell at me occasionally. Turn back at me and go, "Nah," like before I even get a chance to give him the shot. Because you got to, most of the time you got to grab the back of the neck, and that the nape of the neck, and pinch it up so that you got a good amount of fleshy skin to do the injection into. And yeah, as soon as I start to do that, he's like, no, not today. Oh, by the way, I'm not too concerned if a large spider ran across this desk. That's definitely not something that bothers me at all. In fact, it probably just get me more interested, like, ooh, yeah, where'd it go? What is it? I know what large spiders lurk in these parts, and I certainly have no drama at all with them. I am not a, what do they call it, a phobic person. Anyway, spiders don't perturb me. It was the dwarf. The dwarf that was chasing me. I was probably trying to land itself suffer for the next couple of weeks. Actually, I wonder if I've got one of these boards in my donor pile and I can see if it's got a, what do you call it, a lifeboat connector on it. And I'll just swap it over as a test. But anyway, I'm going to take this out because I want to check around the VREG areas and see if there is any damage. I feel like I've always forgetting one flex or something like that around here. I always certainly forget the little rubber strips that are on there. The little jumping spiders are very cute, those things. They've got a hell of a personality. Okay, so someone has pulled off the, what do you call it, foil EMI thingy-jigs. Just have a look in there. I dare say they were just like sniffing around, see if they could spot anything that looked sus. Entirely normal. 99.9% of the time there's nothing visually apparent when you take those foil covers off. 9239. I'd say they... what? World War II? Interesting. Do often get a lot of damage in this section here, but fortunately this is all fairly dry, so that's good. I'm kind of wondering if it is in fact the lifeboat connector issue. But at the same time, I'm also thinking maybe they did try to replace it to no avail. Lexi, yeah, those peacock spiders, they're fantastic little critters. Tiny as. Certainly quite an exciting find if you do actually manage to see one, particularly if they're in the dancing mood, which isn't really that often. Okay, it's backlight area. Right, I'm thinking this doesn't have piccolo. My brain, I'm thinking of 1706s with the piccolo. So we've had some heat here. .928 board. Okay, so here's our lifeboat. So let's see, Compec was down at the H side. Yeah, let's see if I can find one in my own stash. I have a feeling I do not. I've got 1706 lifeboat ones. Oh, I do. I do. Yes, I've got a 928. How convenient. Yes, there we go. Another one. Hello, Derek Chan. PayPal is actually the best route. Unfortunately, because the downside is that you don't gain the popularity or the public exposure of having contributed because it doesn't pop up on the live stream at the moment. Although I will certainly verbally announce it. Okay, so transferring of the lifeboat. We'll just pop that. Like I said, I couldn't see anything obvious going on there, so I'm going to pop it back into the chassis and see if anything's changed. Hey there, Anel. Andrew Hughes, they're quite a challenge to get in the macro lenses. You're probably going to take like a few thousand photos before you get that one where they're perfectly in focus on their front face, looking at you without being blurry. It's certainly it's a fun quest. I know I don't really need to plug everything in, but we'll just call it habit. privacy filter, I hope. Because we're assuming it even does anything other than nothing. A lack of bong is a bit disconcerting. Okay, yeah, we've got the hard drive back. Jason, we don't really get the cassowaries in this region. A little further north for those. Not really something I care to encounter too often. Yeah, I can see the Apple logo there. I mean, basically, cassowaries are, this is for anyone else who don't know what they are a living dinosaur with a raptor toe on them. Now, not too many people have died from them, but they certainly can slash you up pretty good. It's certainly taken its time booting. It might be booting into some sort of like password recovery mode. And we've just gone blank. That's a little bit ominous. Worst case scenario, I'll just put this in target disk mode, carbon copy everything off, and leave it at that. I'm not sure why it's done what it's done there. It's still running. It's not displaying anything. We get a small number of brown snakes up here. They're pretty quick to run off. Give them a chance, they'll run away every time. It's not in their nature to... Well, in fact, snakes in general just won't come after you. They will run. If it seems like they're coming after you, it's probably because what they want is their exit point, their escape route. You're in the path of it. I mean, during summer, we deal with at least, in most cases, once a day, we will encounter a snake of some type. It's not unusual. And yeah, we've just learned that all you got to do is get out of the way and the snake will go on its way. It certainly doesn't want you for food. You're far too big. Shit. Alright, so the drive is kind of there, but not. That was interesting. I wonder what's going on there. Not really used to them being intermittent like that. What the hell was that? Derek, thank you for the 5. Did you hear that noise? Oh, let's go check. Just heard a noise that I didn't recognize outside. Where the hell's my... There's my torch. Something. Milo? Do you know what that noise was, Milo? Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just in my head.
It's good that you checked because you never know. There's always shit going on.
Yeah, it really is. So one of those settled kind of, not badly unsettled nights.
It's not as bad as it has been, but
No.
geez, we just never get a night without something going
Yeah, I
on.
know.
You just can't relax.
I know. It's like it's not until midnight or whatever.
I know.
Mo's the only one outside at the moment. I don't know where Microwave is. Oh, I'll check in the room. But I'm having a rotten run with the repairs. It's just like, yeah, it's just Milo outside now.
Okay.
Hmm. That's interesting. The A1932 that we did earlier, it actually didn't come up with an error message, but it's also not functional. That's extra weird. Very extra weird. Alright. Right, now I can check back on the messages. Sorry about that. Okay, someone sent me James. Make sure no one can see what I'm typing in here. Oh, James, thank you very much. Jim, is it Jim or James? Why is Jim and James always overlapping, so to speak? Seems like an interesting combination. It's kind of like Richard and yeah. Oh wait, I can't say that on. Yeah. Well, thank you for that, James. Jim, sending through. Looks like 30. And of course, Derek, 5. I really do need to make it so that my PayPal can display on screen. Thank you. Okay, Defcom, you enjoy your sleep while I sit here and torture myself. Okay, Warren. Ah, boy. So yeah, what I will do is I will plug this into another machine, but I have. What is going on here? It's just interesting that it showed up as booting, but that looked like it was more the password recovery type system. You've already used the C word for. Oh no 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 no! I need to rein myself in now. Need to rein myself in. Let's see. This is a 928 board. That's right, Richard Cranium. That's it. Yeah, the trouble is this board doesn't have the piccolo. I was thinking piccolo, but I was thinking of the 928. Sorry, not the 928. The was it the 923 and the 239? As far as I know, there's no piccolo on these ones. I'm just going to see what they do on this one for their power. 82, 82, go. 3v3, 1v8. Ah, yeah, that's right. This one uses Polaris, not Piccolo. Hey there, Ed. Yeah, they have the different names. Like I said, the 1706 board uses the Piccolos, and these ones use the Polaris. Now, the Polaris is a much simpler chip. It is currently 11 o'clock in the evening here. Miles, there's no TPS 62180s on this. If there is, they'll be just for the 3v3 section. Just general 3v3, not SSD stuff. Anyway, so there's our Polaris. A little bit of dust on it, but nothing notable. We'll just check some of those rails. Let's see, do we have... Oh, we got diode modes, cool. Let's see, we got quad display. Oh crap, I left that camera on. Well, that's the end of my day. Anyway, we'll go through, check those rails, see if anything comes up odd. Four 4236. So 37. Yeah, they're fine. It's fine. Realistically, you don't even have to bother with looking at the diode modes most of the time. If you go through all of these, if you get anything that beeps on you, then that's probably going to be your problem. It's a bit like when testing the Piccolo on the other board, not the Piccolo, the PMIC on other boards. You just go around, check all your inductors. If any of them go beep, then you may have an issue. So nothing's coming up there. I find it interesting that it does identify that the drive exists. It just can't do anything with it. So maybe put it back in, put it into target drive mode, see if I can access it through target drive mode, i.e. say if it's a corrupted file system or something like that. I mean, there's a fair bit of junk going on here, but it's not yet at that stage where it's causing problems. Yeah. Shove it into the chassis again, throw up the target drive mode, and we'll take it from there. And yeah, if they are okay, then I do have the a lifeboat rescue module, the thing you plug into them. So if I can't get it through the target drive mode, I can try through that Apple device. And if I can't get it through that, then it's probably dead. should not ultrasonic it. I generally try to avoid ultrasonicking these boards for data recovery if I can. If it has a clear and well-defined fault that I fix, or if it's one of those boards where you can't find anything distinctively wrong and it's got a whole bunch of liquid junk over it, then yeah, ultrasonic's good. Or if you make a colossal mess while you're fixing up the board, definitely ultrasonic's good. But other than that, I do my best to avoid ultrasonicking. I don't send machines back with nastiness on them. I guess I just sort of make it a judgment call each time. Wow, the pinging is insane. Heard people putting in the dishwasher. You can technically, yes, do that. It's not overly dissimilar to ultrasonicking. Obviously, you don't want to put dishwashing liquid in there. But yeah, fair warning though, depending on the dishwasher, if you put the boards, and they've got the plastic parts on them, too close to the top or the bottom, you may end up with a melted set of connectors and such. Because if you look into a dishwasher, many of them, at least certainly the low to medium budget ones, they will have an exposed heating element down the bottom or up the top. And you don't really realise that until whatever it is you put in there comes out melted. Do they offer fibre internet? I don't know actually. I am considering getting fibre internet if it's available. Even if I don't specifically need it at this point, because I am, in spite of being limited to 20 megabit per second up, I am getting by with it. But I would like to take it on simply to show that it's needed. Okay, I've got a fan spin going on here. I do not have a cap locks though. Man, you are driving me insane, little board. Come back to you shortly. That's the 1902. It's driving me up the wall. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. Hopefully we can get this into target mode. Or Kmart mode, I don't know. Whichever way works best. Oh no, what is this? Cannot use Thunderbolt accessory on this one too? That's a load of bollocks. I think this might have a bad USB-C connector. Not unusual on these either. There we go, try that. Well, it's been a very disappointing night so far. I know, even for you guys, you're having to listen to me rather than see me doing anything. Come on, man, do something. Ugh. Well, that's no fun at all. It's not even powering up now. What? Certainly the ports on this are jacked up. one of them works, the other one doesn't. I would say, oh, and I'm only getting 5 volts and no... What the hell's going on around here? $20. Fan spin. You lousy SOB. Alright, I'm just going to give that... no. I'm going to give that a little bit of time to charge up, and then I'll see what it can do. In the meantime, I'm sorry to say, but I think it's probably time for me to say good night, I'm afraid. Does it boot after remove lifeboat? It shouldn't. It does boot already with lifeboat on it, but it just comes up the flashing folder. If I remove the lifeboat, then it's definitely going to come up the flashing folder, as you know. Yeah. So I'm just going to read back on the comments that I missed. I mean, at the moment, with this particular location, we do have fibre to the node only about 250 meters away, and it was perfectly good. The sync rate is still, I think I see the sync rate's around about 140 over 50. So I could, with no trouble at all, do 140 not ADSL, MBN here. But the problem we have is that all of the providers have shunted us back to 120, which, as I said, although I'm only using around about 10 up at the moment, I would like the option of having higher, because I need to also start looking at things like, what do you call it, cloud drives and things like that. Waiting for a donor to test an SSD RAM replacement on a similar... Well, you're gonna actually swap the names around, are you? Okay, Jason, be good to the cat. Jim, yes, 140 is still available, but not to me through my current provider. And quite honestly, that's the problem I've got, is that although I would like to go up higher, I don't really want to go through the rigmarole of transitioning to a new provider. It's almost always more drama than what you want. And there just isn't enough of a compelling reason for me to shift. I mean, yes, I do want more, but not enough to go through the drama of the transition. So what I'm hoping is that within the next 12 to 18 months, they will offer a new tier of service. So, yeah, hoping for that before I need it. It's just such a pain, though, that you have to fight so much to get reasonable internet. We should have had it a decade ago, but no. Instead, bullshit politics ruined Australia's internet. Thank you, Mr. Abbott and Turnbull, for taking the proverbial crowbar to Australia's internet right at the knees. Crippled us for the next 50 years, probably. It was just ludicrous the way they... Yeah, I don't know. I suppose I should blame the voting public. And in the end, it still cost more, and we got less. So it's like, bravo, bravo. Idiots. It's just frustrating. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really get things done right. Because, you know, national infrastructure projects, at best, are always going to be contentious on the budget. But this is a chance we could finally get something right, or at least majority right, and it, well, it was a clusterfuck, unfortunately. And it shouldn't have been. That's what happens when politics gets in these sort of things. Starlink is going to take over anyway. It's certainly going to be very handy, Starlink. It's going to help a lot of people, but I'm not really in the, I'm not really in the market sort of view for Starlink, because we do have the landline infrastructure. So we should bloody well be able to utilise it. Oh, come on now. Sorry, I'm just getting cranky with the 1707. It's pretending it doesn't want... Oh, here we go. Come on. It just keeps giving me the frickin' battery charge logo. Oh, wait, no, I've finally got target drive mode up. And naturally it doesn't recognise any of them. Oh, no? There we go. I can do both USB to USB-C, or I can do Thunderbolt to USB-C on this machine. It doesn't seem to recognise... Oh yeah, there it goes. Sorry, I keep chopping and changing. It's because it's lagging, making me sound like an idiot. Now, even though it's showing me now that it's connected to Thunderbolt, nothing's coming up on the iMac, so we'll see how that goes. Oh well, that's it. I'm closing up for the night, so wasn't really a very successful evening, I'm afraid. I do apologise for that. Not much I can do. Maybe we get some better machines tomorrow. Jason, if you're still listening, I will email you sometime in the next 12-ish hours, and we'll see what we can do about your 1932. So, sorry about that, everybody. Can't win them all. I'll see you next time. Until then, you take care. Thanks again.